everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolyn and I'm the Flosstube Stitcher. So today's video is Flosstube video update number 89, and this is my WIP update for the month of May. Today is currently the 1st of June and it's the 1st of winter here in Australia, so I'm really happy because winter is my favourite time of the year. I always say that I was born on the wrong side of the world because Australia does not have many cold days. It's usually very, very hot here. So today, just for those of you that are interested, it is meant to be 20.2 degrees Celsius here, which isn't a cold day, especially for the month of winter. But we've already had a few chilly days, so sort of already in the feel of winter, which is great. And we've got lots of rain coming, hopefully, because South Australia has missed out. A lot of the other states have been getting lots and lots of rain, more than they can actually handle. And poor old South Australia has been left high and dry. So I'm hoping for a bit more rain this month to water the plants and ease the watering bill for me, because yeah, things are just continuing to go up here, and my pay is not. So fingers crossed it's a nice winter. All right, so this past month I worked on 9 projects as promised. As I said in my previous videos, I hope to spend 3 days on each project in its rotation. That did not happen this month. In fact, a lot of projects only got 1 day, but it was another busy month for me again. I had my daughter's birthday, I had Mother's Day, then my mum's 87th birthday, and also had the biggest morning tea at work. So just lots going on, lots of baking and lots of other, planning events, and then being tired, sometimes too tired for stitching. So you just have to listen to our bodies, don't we? And rest when we need to. But 1 day stitching is better than no day stitching. So at least I did get to work on everything. I showed everything a little bit of love, and I'm really happy about that. So let's get started. So the first project I worked on in May, and I'll put up a picture here of the finished project, and then we can have a look at the progress from last time and then compare it, see what we've done. So this is called Birds on a Wire, and it's by X Free Stitch on Etsy. And this is a picture of what it looked like last time that you saw it. Okay, this is where I'm up to. Now this is stitched on 28 count mushroom Lagana, 1/1 full cross, because I wanted this to be a small design. The blended stitches I have been doing in half cross stitch so that I can have 1 strand of each color. And it's a bit hard to do if you're doing it 1/1. And so far it's working beautifully. Now, I absolutely love this design. And Wilbur there, the red bird on the right, on the left, my right, your left. Wilbur, named by Deb, thank you Deb, has a new companion. So I started the little yellow bird next to Wilbur and was asking a few people what they thought I should name this little yellow bird. And my friend Helen suggested Benedict, and I really like that because it reminds me of Eggs Benedict and the bird's yellow. Wilbur and Benedict sound pretty cute. But then Nana Needle Pointer suggested Ethel. And you know what? I just really like Ethel. So I'm going to stew on this one for a little while and make a choice between Benedict and Ethel. Maybe tell me what you think in the comments below. But I think it does look like an Ethel. Yes, anyway, so got a fair bit of Ethel done. This is 3 days of stitching, 1,222 stitches. Didn't quite meet my goal. That's okay. And I went from 19.43% on this one to 28.59%. So moving along. So as I said, no back stitching is done on this yet. I'll leave that till the very end. And as someone else said, it doesn't really need it, which it doesn't, but I think it's going to pop even more once I do. But loving this, absolutely loving it. And I've seen a few of you have already purchased this design and started it, which makes me really happy. I like that you enjoy what I'm stitching and I can enable you. That's wonderful. Okay, next design for the month, I'll pop up a picture here, is Enchantment in Bloom. The artist is Adrian G. Eyre, and this has been charted by Stitches So Beautiful. And this is where I'm up to. Still not a lot to show yet, but the colours are just gorgeous. You can see there, lots of blues and greens and teals and lovely, lovely. So this is stitched on 25 count Lugana easy count, 1/1 full cross, and I'm loving it. This year is my first attempt at doing 1/1 in full coverage on 25 count, and I absolutely love it. And so this is 2 days of stitching. I did 739 stitches, so still a couple of hundred off of my goal for that one, but I went from 0.65% to 1.11%. So still very happy with the progress and really, really enjoying seeing this one come together. This one's very similar to the other, to my Whimsical Fairy by the same artist, but I just couldn't decide between the two. So I decided to stitch them both. Why not? And next one is another favourite by you guys. I'll put up a picture here. This is called Nutcracker Collection by Shannon Christine Designs. I'm doing this one as a stitch along with my friend Kathy, who is known as SunnyCat2762 on Instagram. And we're using the hashtag Nutcracker cross stitch sale, Nutcracker X stitch sale on Instagram. So if anyone wants to join us with any nutcrackers that you're stitching, please feel free. This one is being done, I need my paper again, on 32 counts opalescent Belfast linen. Let's just roll this. You can see a little bit better. There we go. And I'm stitching this 2/2 full cross. You can see the beautiful sparkly fabric. I love this fabric. So this month I finished the green nutcracker. That was the one I was working on. So I finished stitching all of that. And then I decided to add all of the metallic threads. And I am doing petite treasure braid for mine. And they've now all been added. So the only thing that needs to be done to these nutcrackers now is the beading and some back stitching. But I'll be doing all of that last, getting all the stitching done first. But I just love how each of these has their own style. They're all different sizes. Just very exciting to work on. And a lot of fun. And I did see someone, I can't remember, it must have been on Instagram because I don't use Facebook very much at all. And the lady is actually stitching all of these as standalones. So you saw my other nutcrackers that I did by Shannon that were stand-up. I did as stand-ups. So this lady is actually doing all of these that way. And they're all going to be different heights, obviously, which I think is very, very inventive. It's a great idea. But yes, these are so much fun. So Kathy is working on hers. We started differently. So she's doing hers from, I think, the top left corner and across. And I've just started from the middle and just at the moment working my way along the bottom, and then I'll go up. Yeah, so loving that one. Oh, and I didn't say, so 3 days of stitching, 1,425 stitches, and I went from 19.68% to 27.14%. So that's pretty good. I'm over a quarter of the way there. So that's a nice milestone to have, but just realizing that obviously it's not going to be done before Christmas unless I make it a priority project. So that might have to happen if I want that finished this year. We'll see, because Shannon will be coming out with her standalone Nutcracker design. I think that comes out in either June or July. So I will be getting that, and I will be stitching that, and I will be finishing that. So everything will be on hold for that. And I also have a Christmas stocking to make for my son's girlfriend. And that needs to be stitched and finished and made into a stocking as well. So there'll be a few things going on hold this year as far as my rotation goes while I actually get some things finished. Okay, we've got project number 4 for the month of May. I'll pop up a picture here. And this is called Shhh. And it's by XXX Stitch Emporium. And here is how it looked last time you saw it. And probably not a lot of progress, but a little bit. You can still see some there. So this is doing this on 18 count white Aida, 2/1 full cross diagonal parking, and 3 days of stitching, 1,303 stitches. So I met my goal on this one. And I went from 1.31% to 2.86%. So I'm very happy with that. And there's lots of red and pink stitching. So that made me really happy. Just loved how in this section here in the shadow of the hat, there's actually purple in there, and there's some really, really dark purple. But look at the amazing effect it gives of the shadowing of his hood. Is just gorgeous. I so cannot wait to get to the faces on this design. It's going to be a long way off because look, as you can see, this is the whole thing and I'm only at 2.86%. So still, it's going to look amazing, and the charting for this is just awesome. So, so happy. You have to be very careful of designs that you choose, especially on Etsy, that they're not AI generated images that haven't been charted for cross stitching, because they will not stitch up nicely. So I always go with designers that are recommended, that have good reviews. Always check reviews, people that have actually stitched the design. And if you can, see what it looks like stitched when it's finished. You can't these days just go by a picture and know that, well, that's what it's going to look like, because unfortunately, as people have found out, it's not. And that's very sad. We put a lot of time and effort and money into these things, and the last thing you want to do is spend hours and loads of dollars on something and realize that you have to abandon it, because that's just really, really sad. Okay, project number 5 for the month, and I'll pop up a picture here. This is called Santa's House, and it's by Living on the Rainbow. And this is where I was up to last time. So you can see I finished stable 1 with the little reindeers in there. And just bear in mind, there's no back stitching yet, so everything just looks a bit blobby. So once the back stitching goes in, it will all start to make sense, hopefully. And this is where I'm up to now. This is the whole piece that I'm using. All right, and that's where I'm up to now. So this is stitched on 18 count white Aida, 2/1 full cross. And I've started stables 2 and 3. So that's all I got done. It's 2 days of stitching. I can't tell you the progress because this didn't import well into Pattern Keeper, so I'm just stitching this by image. I probably could print it off and shade it in, but because it's a small design and it's in colour, I'm just happy to stitch it by the coloured image and follow it that way. But I have no idea how many stitches I'm doing, but I'm just enjoying the process, which is what it's all about. So getting there with this one. This one probably will not be finished by this Christmas either. I have to be realistic. I did say at the beginning of the year that this was a possible finish, but I doubt it, because You look at, sometimes when you look at these small designs, you think, oh yeah, I can get it done in no time, easy. And then you actually realize, wow, there's a lot of stitches in there. Maybe not. They're very deceiving. As those of you that have started a full coverage for the first time now understand. It's years of progress. And we have project number 6 next. I'll pop up a picture here, and this is Irish Flag by Vivsters on Etsy. And this was part of a 2024 Quaker Flag Stitch Along by Dalvanna Lee Design Studio and Wombat Hollow Crafts. And I started 3 projects for that stitch along, and I'm still nowhere near to finish any of the 3. Doesn't matter. They're things that I will enjoy forever. It didn't have to be finished in 2024, and mine certainly wasn't. And it won't be finished in 2025 and probably not 2026 either. Anywho, here is mine. I've still got it in the Q-snap. So I'm stitching this on 32 count white Murano Lugana 1/1 full cross. And for this month, I just decided it was time to add some colour. I was just getting sick of this. It's nothing exciting. I mean, look, the designs are gorgeous, but I just needed some colour. So this month I added the orange, and boy, doesn't that make a difference. So love that. What a cute little design. I didn't quite get it finished because I only got 1 day on this. 1 day due to various events this month. Still managed 402 stitches for the day, and I went from 3% last time to 3.89% this month. So getting there very, very, very slowly. Goodness, I don't know, but I am enjoying it. I said I like finishing the little tiles. Unfortunately, I just didn't get enough time this month to finish that one little tile. And each tile, I work through them differently. I don't know about the rest of you that work on these tiles. Sometimes I work from top and go down this way. Sometimes I go around. I look at the pattern and see what I can do with it. So this month I actually started here and just worked my way around and then up. And then obviously there's a middle bit there, which I will then finish. But I don't have any set rules for working on these. I just said, look at the pattern and find out the easiest way for me to stitch that and the most enjoyable way. Okay, next one, project number 7. I'll put up a picture here, is Lady Justice by Mirabilia, and this one is a conversion. And I mentioned last time that I hadn't written down the lovely lady's name who did the conversion. This time I did. The conversion is from stitchandsmiley.blogspot.com. So I'll put this down below in case any of you are interested. She has a lot of conversions on her blog. I highly recommend you go have a look if you're interested in any Mirabilia conversions. And she's just done all the hard work, and I'm very, very grateful to these lovely people that do conversions and then share it with the rest of us so that we can enjoy it too. Because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to convert all these colours, and Lady Justice was not something that I would normally stitch based on the colours because they just didn't call to me. Although the design itself represented me being Libran, I loved the design. I just wasn't a fan of the colours. And as soon as I saw the conversion, right, that's it, I'm in, yes. And there's said she's got quite a few conversions on her blog, and there's others there that I would really like to do, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I've got what, 21, 22, I've lost count how many WIPs I currently have. That's it. And I already said I've got 2 more that I'll be starting this year. It's a lot. I've overwhelmed myself. I honestly have. Anyway, let's get the paper. this is where I'm up to. Oh, look at her. She's so beautiful. I love these colours. So I'm stitching this on 28 count dirty linen cashel, or dirty cashel linen, 2/2 full cross. And this is 3 days. So I've been working down the dress. So last time you saw her, it was probably like this or something. And I've done all of this. And this point here is the bottom right-hand corner of her dress. So that's the very bottom of the design. So next time I get this out, I'd really like to finish that. Whether it would happen, I don't know, because that's a lot of stitches. Again, I can't tell you how many stitches because I'm working off of the chart that I've put into Adobe onto my tablet, but it doesn't count the stitches. So that's okay. I'm able to cross it off and work through it, which is all good. But boy, do I miss Pattern Keeper when I can't use it. I really rely on that now. Any of you that haven't tried Pattern Keeper, do give it a try because it's a game changer. So yes, very, very happy with progress on this one. She's really coming along lovely. And look at those colours. Don't you just love those colours? Wow. Every time I look at that, it's just, yes. I probably would never have thought of converting it to those colours, to be honest. So great job. Okay, that was project number 7. So now we got project number 8. This one's a favourite on Instagram. I always get a lot of likes when I show this. I'll pop up a picture here. This is called Sleigh Ride at Dusk by Dimensions Gold Collection. This was a kit and I am using the kit fabric. This is what it looked like last time you saw it. And here it is here, and I've still got it on the bars. And as you can see here, this fabric is actually too big. A little bit too wide for these bars, and it's created this puckering. I don't suggest you do this ever, stitching a project. The only reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to keep this on some bars that I won't be using for anything else, because the fabric is really, really, really stiff. It's the kit fabric. It's 16 count grey Ada, and I do not enjoy getting this in and out of these bars. So I decided to put it on here and keep it on here. And ultimately I end up with this, but it doesn't matter for this project because it's going to be a stocking. So this will get cut away. But yes, as I said, these grooves here are here for a reason. That's the fabric area, not going past it. So don't do what I've done, but I did have a reason for it. All right. So this month, what did I get? 1 day. I only got 1 day of stitching again, unfortunately. But I worked with you see the red cardinals there. So I just did some of this stitching. So not a lot, but some is better than none. And it's coming along. We are getting there. As I said, this one's a real favourite on Instagram. Dimensions Gold Collection kits are amazing. And who doesn't love them? Seriously. But you have to concentrate when you're stitching with these because there's a lot of different strands. So you might have cross stitch with 2 strands, then you have half cross stitch with 1 strand, 2 strands, 3 strands, 4 strands. There's also blended threads. There's a lot that goes into making this look as good as it does. They have a lot of French knots, typically, back stitching, obviously. So, but it's worth it. It's really worth the end design. While we're talking about Dimensions Gold Collection, this is one that I did many, many years ago. Now, don't look too closely. It needs cleaning. It's dirty and dusty. It's sitting behind me with a bunch of framed items that need to be sorted out. As you can see, this room still has not been touched. It's just way too much going on at the moment and I just don't have time. So I can't remember what this one's called, but I'm sure some of you will know it when you see it. But this is Dimensions Gold, and there's streaks all across the glass, like it's dirty. But look at that. That's what their designs look like when they're finished. There's French knots in there, there's just everything. Half cross, full cross, blended threads. But I did this one because I loved it, and my parents are from England, and it just reminded me of a typical English laneway. But that took some time to do. And I still love it. It will go up somewhere. It just doesn't really go with my... I have quite a modern house, and it just doesn't really go with my aesthetic in my home, unfortunately. So I'm just not really sure where to put it, but I do love it. I'll never get rid of it. Maybe I should give it to Mum to hang in her house. There's an idea. All right, so let's get to the last project. And I have to say, this is still my favorite. Out of everything, this is my favorite. I just don't want to put this one away. I just want to stitch on this all day, every day, even more so now. I'll pop up a picture here of the finished item. This is called Up on the Rooftop by Tilton Crafts, which is no longer, but you can find it on Artisy as Christmas House 1. There are various Christmas houses there and other houses, and look, I would love to be able to do them all, especially with how much I am enjoying this. I could see myself just stitching all of them and nothing else, just do them. Nothing would make me happier, but I'm committed to all these other projects now, and I need to get them finished too. So this is what it looked like last time you saw it, and I've actually made some decent progress on this. This is where I'm up to. You can see all my parked threads. So this is 18 count white Aida, stitch 2/1 full cross, diagonal parking. And I worked on this for 4 days. So last night being the end of the month, it was time for my rotation, and I didn't want to rotate to the next product. I just wanted to work on this for another night. So I broke my own rules, which we're allowed to do because it's all about stitching what we want to stitch. And I worked on this for another night. So as you can see, I've done more of the, look, I don't know what you call this, but this part of the front of the house and the yellow room. And I got the 2 framed pictures done. I mean, can we just take a moment to appreciate the detail? The fact that you can see perfectly framed pictures. I mean, you can't see the images of the pictures, but you're not meant to, because when you look at the finished design, you can't see the images on the pictures either. But you can see that they're actually pictures up on a wall in a bedroom. Just amazing. For something like this size, right? And you can get in that close. So for those of you that still don't know what fabric to stitch a full coverage on because you're worried that you're going to lose detail, this is 18 count Aida. Okay, so you're not going to lose the detail. There's those pictures. It's incredible. And even like the little, are they windows? I assume they're windows up there. Like you can see the grid work in there. Just incredible. So this is 4 days, as I said, 1,400 stitches, and I went from 32.18% to 33.27%. So only just over 1% for 1,400 stitches, but I just cannot wait to like go and see what the rest of the rooms and each item as it appears after I stitch it and try and figure out what it is, because there's, when I look at the finished picture, some of the bedrooms I'm looking at it going, what is that? What is that in that picture? And I'm hoping once I stitch it, I will know what it is. But yeah, this is my favorite. I just love I mean, I love Fairy Whispers too, don't get me wrong, I do. But there's something about this, as I've always loved dolls' houses as a kid, and I think that's what it is, that this will be my own doll's house that I never actually had. And it will be in picture form. So yes, extremely, extremely happy with that. And even just looking at it now, I just want to go downstairs and put it back on the frame and stitch today. But I'm not going to, because nothing else is going to get done if I do that. All right, so that's all my projects that I worked on in May. Now I have projects for June to show you. I'll pop up some pictures as I discuss them. There are a total of 9, again, projects for June. So I really hope you're enjoying this new format. You're seeing more from me. I showed you 9 for May. I'm going to be showing you another 9 for June. So even though you don't see as much progress, you're seeing a lot more each time and different things each time, which is what we like. No one, I guess, I say no one, but who does want to see the same things all the time? I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. We're all different. So projects for June will be Boreal Forest by Stitches So Beautiful. So I will be stitching on that one tonight, and unfortunately I missed day 1 because I stitched up on the rooftop. So that will only get two nights of stitching. So I'll have to be super fast and try and get my progress in, won't I? Then I've got UK Flag by Vivsters. And that will be followed by Whimsical Fairy by Adrian G. Eyre and charted by Stitches So Beautiful. And that's another favourite of mine. I just love that one. And next will be Bluey the Sow by Olivia and Lee Studios Stitch Along. So I hope to get, I've been lucky to get about 3 of the Bluey characters done each rotation. So I'm hoping for that same progress again. Then I'll be doing Princess Eliana by Mirabilia, another Mirabilia favourite of mine. Love, 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 love the beautiful colours in this one. So it's always fun to get her out. And the fabric by Daisy Chain. It's just absolutely amazing. And then that's followed by Libra by Charm Studio, and that's charted by Stitches So Beautiful, another full coverage. And then Santa Claus by Living on the Rainbow. Santa will be a stand-up design. I really hope that I might actually get him finished by this year. More chance of that one getting finished, I think, than the Santa's house that I showed you earlier, but we'll see. Then I'll be working on Happy Ever After by Long Dog Samplers. Love the teal in that design, and that reminds me that I still need to buy some more teal cotton for that. And then last but not least, I'll be working on Fairy Whispers by Lisa Parker and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So some favourites in there, especially Fairy Whispers. So those of you that are tracking my progress on that one, I hope to see you back on the next video so I can show you what I got done. There'll be a total of 4 full coverages in the month of June, so that makes me happy. I love doing my full coverages. I love my diagonal parking. Nothing makes me happier than doing that. So that's it for projects for June. I do, in other news, I am having an MRI done on my shoulder tomorrow night because I'm having lots and lots of issues with my shoulder. I re-injured it 2 days after having a cortisone injection, and I re-injured it in a different spot, and it's not been fun. So I'll be having an MRI on that to see what I've actually done to it, and fingers crossed it doesn't require surgery because I don't know what I'm going to do. Not stitching for weeks on end. That will also impact babysitting and work. So please keep your fingers crossed for me. I do not want surgery. So hopefully if it's a tear, it's something small and fixable myself. And then I've got another two MRIs at the end of the month of June to help diagnose my vertigo that is not going away and has actually been getting worse this last month, which is another reason why I've skipped a lot of stitching. So yeah, hopefully June is a better month for medical results. And you know, it is what it is. Getting older, things are going wrong. Just deal with it as it comes. It's not cheap, unfortunately, seeing all these doctors and specialists, but got to do what you've got to do. Anywho, I think that's it for what I've got to show you this month. So I want to thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed what I had to share with you, and I hope to see you again next month. So that's it for me. Have a wonderful stitching weekend from wherever you are in the world. I hope you all had a happy Mother's Day, by the way, those of you that celebrate Mother's Day. I hope you had a wonderful, relaxing day. I had a wonderful day with my mum and my kids and my grandkids. It's best Mother's Day ever. And yeah, so happy stitching, everybody, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.